Hello, welcome to 2025. If you haven't been welcomed enough yet, um, really glad you're listening. So I wanted to get back to what I started in December, which is video love notes. So this is my first video love note of the new year. And I wanted to give you a little update about where I'm at. And since we last checked in with the love note, and hope that, when sharing my story, I'm going to try to pull out some of the things for you so that, you can see what resonates for you and take some wisdom from there. So, um, everywhere everything that I'm hearing, numerology, from numerology to the spiritual energies, is that there is a lot of energy. There's a lot of potential. This is a really good harvest year, number 9 year, for those of you that follow numerology. Um, and of course, there's weird energy. There's lots of things that we're all worried about. Is the sky going to fall? And is our life as we know it going to drastically change? I think that's going to be a guaranteed, that things are changing so rapidly, so fast. So it's hard to get our footing sometimes. If you may remember, I shared in December this big transformation that I've been going through, especially all through 2024. And I know a lot of other people that I talk to, podcast I'm listening to, a ton of people are going through this, really like that chrysalis that I was talking about in December, that sort of like melting down of, and it's not melting like you're not who you are anymore, but it's like melting so that you can release, you can surrender whatever the old ways are that just no longer serve you, that no longer serve your family, your community, your business, your life, your career, no longer serve humanity. And it was big, like for me. And, of course, my catalyst was I walked the Camino, and that just really was like a catalyst for opening up, kind of a igniter for opening up anything that was not working, wasn't really aligned with my life or my business, how I wanted to live, this vision I have, needed to change. If it wasn't really helping to support and be in the really totally aligned. Um, and so a lot of that letting go, way I live my life, or certain relationships, or a lot of things in my business are shifting and changing. And there was a lot of questioning. What do I want to let go of? Where do I want to move forward into? And I didn't want 2025 to be just more of the same. Um, so I did a ton of healing, journaling, forgiving, a lot of discussions to really help me release the energy, those old things I was holding on to, and then open up the pathway for what really wants to come in. And, I kept wanting to force it, like get to it now. And it just took some time. And, I really thought that it was like I was in that chrysalis where everything melts down into the goo and then it starts coming back and you start forming the butterfly, right? I thought I was seeing the butterfly wings. But actually, what has happened is it's more like a phoenix rising versus a butterfly. I've really felt this connection to this deep power, this deep reclaiming of my expertise, experience, wisdom, healing, and especially the healing, wisdom, and intuition, and opening up the creativity in a whole new way. And that's something that is just keeps calling me forth. And what I know, if it's happening for me, what's personal is universal. And so I'm sure I know from my clients and colleagues that I'm talking to that it's happening for you too. So I'm really curious. I'd love to hear what your journey is like. And, you might still be in the chrysalis. And I don't know how I'm mixing all my metaphors, the chrysalis to become the phoenix. What I know is that yesterday I felt very phoenix-like, phoenix rising. Today I'm feeling more like the butterfly, like I need to lean into a softer energy. And we get to choose, right? Sometimes we're going to feel that personal power that's a quickening that is, yes, I want to get out here. I want to make this, I want to follow through in the commitment, and the creativity is flowing and let's do it now. And other times it's the butterfly, the gentle flapping of the wings, the gentle, one flap at a time, I'm going to make my way across the country and down to Mexico type of thing, right? So whichever, and I think we get to lean into it depending on what our day is like, right? What our days are like. So that's a big part that I think we all want to be tuned into is what do I need right now? Right? What do I need right now? What is my connection? And what I found today, yesterday I felt very Phoenix rising. Today I'm feeling more the gentle butterfly. I didn't sleep well, which is unusual because I feel like I mostly got that down. Um, which is a thing as the older you get, right? Um, anyways, back to we could do a whole class on the sleeping thing. Back to the butterfly. Yeah, I'm just needing that gentle way, that softer approach today. And I think we get to lean into the energies. Um, and so just notice where you are in your reshaping, your new evolution, what is speaking to you in 2025. Some people I talk to, they are super um, crystallized as far as they've got a big mission, they're up to the big mission, they're ready to go. And that this time is, that work is needed for this time more than ever. Other people are needing a gentler approach. And I'm seeing the rise of things. Of course, we've been hearing about slow eating, I'm hearing about soft hiking, right? Wanting that more feminine approach with our action. We get to do both, right? We get to have that feels good on our nervous systems. It feels good deep in our soul, as well as in our bodies, right? To be doing this human thing. There's also something in the releasing, um, that surrendering thing that was going on, and it's still going on. One of the energy people that I follow, Lee Harris, he's really quite amazing. And in December, he talked about um, the energies of it used to be you'd kind of melt down and do your chrysalis surrendering thing, and then you evolve into whatever you evolve into, right? The butterfly, the phoenix, right? And now he says it's just happening so rapid and that you might continue this process over and over again. And that's where I feel like I am. I had some really big releasing around marketing and how I wanted to live my life. The danger of having a passionate based, purpose-based driven, purpose-driven business is that you can be working too much, right? You're working 24/7. And because you love what you do and you add to it. Of course, you want to make money and see more clients and have a bigger impact. But it's like if you're not feeding your entirety, right? If you're not feeding your mind, body, and soul, then you're going to have these big gaps and they're going to catch up with you. And I think that's what part of what was happening to me. I think that's part of what's been happening to the planet, right? That's why we're seeing so much being tipped over. And being asked to change, right? And so that what is rising, talking about Phoenix rising, some of the things that I know that are rising is this new softer approach to life, right? This gentle marketing, things that, and having your day include joy, beauty, creativity, lots of peace. And you still show up, right, to do the business, the career, the family, taking care of your health. You can be passionate and committed, and you can let love lead, right? That there is, I think for a long time, I was feeling this tug of war of my spirituality, intuition, creativity with the contrast of business. And what I'm really committed to this year, and hopefully you'll join me on this path, is this third way, right? The third way where we get to blend um, that powerful phoenix rising with the soft butterfly, right? So a couple things that I also know that's rising is this deep call to do meaningful work. Okay. That we just can't keep doing the same old stuff. And and I know, if you're here, you're probably one that has been called for a while, but it's getting louder, right? It's getting non-negotiable that you want to use your talents and gifts and expertise to help others have a better life, to have a better business, um, to do, whatever it is that you're here to do. And we're really looking at, how, like, it's not like that would be nice to do. I understand it's a privilege to be able to choose what it is that you want to do in your work, but it's also a commitment that you make, regardless of what exactly your business is. It's a commitment that you make that this is how you want to live your life, right? Passion-based, joy-based, purpose-driven. So that's rising. The other thing I see rising hugely that's everywhere is the interest and the capabilities in intuition, being psychic, opening up psychic abilities, having a deeper connection with source energy, with guides, angels, past life. It's kind of like the timeline has moved up for this. I've heard that in one of my calls, that this sort of portal has opened. Like we've gotten to this point where there's enough mass interest from enough people where it's not just happening a little bit. It's like ramping up bigger and bigger, bigger. More people are interested, more companies are interested in how do you use your intuition? How do you get this greater connection, open up your insight to something that's bigger than just what's on the spreadsheet? Because what's on the spreadsheet can be manipulated. What's on the spreadsheet, we don't know if it's the truth. We don't know the pros and cons that we do with our linear logical mind. We love that part of our mind, but we got to remember that the mind is a servant to the heart. And we're being called to open up our heart, open up our soul to some of these deeper abilities and qualities. I know I would not have navigated this surrendering and releasing without the healing and the connection to greater guidance, to working with the Akashic records, to tapping into these insights. I would still be in the gunk, right? I would still be there. I really have brought in, all of those things to do the work, to help move this along. And yeah, I keep talking about that. Um, what I also know is rising, it continues to rise, is this piece about not doing it alone, that we need our people more than ever. It's when we went through what we went through in 2020, we never fully came back to the way it was before 2020. And so we are much more isolated, much more, working at home. And I hear over and over again from colleagues, from friends, from clients, myself, that we are really seeking a community. We want to be in that kind of community. We want to be in relationship and conversation with a champion or a sponsor or a vision holder, someone that's going to remind you of this different way of approaching to life that you're waking up to, that each of us are waking up to, right? That we want to continue to change and to grow and to really rise and to meet this new world that is, this new earth that we've been talking about for decades. And the last thing that I want, there's so much more I could share, but we'll just do this for now. In this video love note, I want to share this piece around what is rising is that it is time to do the work, whatever work you need to do to own your worth, the work to do to own your worth. And that I know I've been, definitely caught in this, right? That it's time to stop the second guessing, the doubting, the denying, or forgetting your beautiful brilliance, your gifts, right? You're owning that your worth, owning that you matter, your work matters, your soul work matters, that you're making a difference. And that as we each have, that millionth snowflake, that the branch finally breaks, something big really changes is because we're each doing our work. But doing your work means you need to own your worth as well. And I know that's something that I come up with almost all my clients in some level, right? We all have a sense of confidence, a sense of our healthy ego that gets us out of bed and gets us saying we want to have our own business. That takes a huge amount of confidence and owning your worth. But to get to that next level of impact and really changing the world in the way that I know you want to change, I want to have an impact, it takes a whole deeper level of owning your worth, of knowing that your presence and your impact really matters. And so bringing all these things together to, that we just talked about, not trying to do this alone, really going deeper into your intuition, your guidance, your creativity, whatever your guidance powers are, bringing that into your business, bringing that into your life, trusting that in a whole deeper way. All of these things are coming together. That's what's rising for this year. I look forward to talking more about it. I feel like I just gave you like a fire hose of things. But stay tuned. I'm going to be doing some more of these video love notes. You can go over to my website, sign up for my newsletter. If you go over at joyfulbusiness.com, you can sign up for my newsletter. You'll get more information. I've got some new programs and some really great programs that are coming back this year. And if you want to talk about private coaching, helping you to be that vision holder, that champion, to help you navigate as you find your voice, find your leadership, find that deeper sense of worth to really expand your presence and your leadership and your voice. Yeah, let's set up a time to talk. All right, thanks so much. Please drop a note below. I'd love to hear what you heard in this video that's really resonating with you now. All right, thanks so much.